Hello and welcome to Cocktail Hour, episode 5. This is Cocktail Hour presented by the PS Best Friends. I am your host, Anthony Palm. With us, we have Jeffrey Mizrahi and Miguel Alvarez, as always. If you're new to Cocktail Hour, this show is basically us just hanging out. We're having bar-type discussions, just kind of shooting the shit. Consider this us hanging out at a bar with you. So grab a drink, come hang out with us as we talk all kinds of weird shit. We've talked about aliens in the past. We've talked about people pooping on themselves from being too drunk in the past. So, no holds barred. How you guys been doing? How's this past week been treating you?
Bar-type discussions. That's an interesting term.
If it was exactly... that, we'd be talking about sports most of the time then.
No.
Nah, you talk about...
Trust me, I went to college with a lot of hipsters that went to an art school. We did not talk about sports.
True.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever talked about sports in a bar before.
We hang out with different people, I guess.
A lot of yelling at bars. But yeah, no, this week, as you're listening to this, it's the day after my birthday. Which, fun fact, actually, is Pokemon Day. I was born on the day Pokemon released to...
Say it again?
What? Pokemon Day?
The way you said it,
instead of Pokemon.
Pokemon Day.
Yeah. Pokemon.
He's making fun of you. You say Pokemon, and like did you say Pokemans as a kid? Like how all the adults would be like, you like your
adults,
Pokemans
yeah,
games.
Pokemans. They always got to pluralize shit, you know.
See, I always saw the accent on the E, and I always made sure I said Pokemon. Pokemon.
Yeah, which is funny because I didn't realize that because I'm like, wait, how could it come out on my birthday? And then I checked, and it didn't come to America until 2 years later. Actually, Pokemon originally
was Pocket Monsters
so
originally. And
Pocket
it was
Monsters,
green and red instead of blue and red, right?
Yes. Yeah, Charizard and Venusaur.
So since we're recording from the future, what did you do for your birthday?
So last night, no, that wasn't even for my birthday. Tonight, I'm going out for dinner with my family, and we're gonna go to Black Panther as well. And then on the day of my birthday, we're going to. I think my friends planned a barbecue of some sort. I don't really know. I said surprise.
Is that in your house or actually leaving the house?
I'm pretty sure it's in my house as always, but whatever. Where else? None of my friends have barbecue places. So
surprised you're not going out for ice cream.
We went last night for ice cream.
Oh,
but that's what I'm like. I think that's 3 days. 3 days off. I think doesn't classify as a birthday event. You know, are you guys birthday week type guys, or how do you do that?
I don't celebrating my birthday.
I don't even really do anything crazy for my birthday. I just like to take the day off just to relax, but I don't
exactly
do anything crazy. This year my birthday is falling on my sister-in-law's graduation party. So
graduation from what?
High school.
Oh, nice.
She's graduating high school. So
so you're gonna get drunk?
I'm just gonna drink at my in-laws, and that's fine. Like my wife was worried I was gonna be mad about it. Like I don't care. Well, we'll go out to lunch early in the day or something. And then that's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Or you could do it on the weekend or something.
The thing about my birthday is June 23rd. My birthday has always been on the same day as the town fireworks, or someone has a graduation party, or you know what I mean. My birthday was my 18th birthday was on my high school graduation day. It's always just been like that. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Well, you graduate late. Isn't it earlier normally? End of school?
There was probably a lot of snow days that year.
Funny.
College graduates in May, but high school graduates in June.
Yeah, that always sucks. I always imagine the summer birthday kids. They never got to celebrate in class. You know, fourth grade and below. Your birthday, if it's on a school day, is the tits. You know.
Yeah,
do you guys have this
shit.
Or no? The teacher there'd be a whole celebration in class. You'd wear a birthday hat or whatever. You guys didn't do this?
I was bullied as a kid in fourth grade and under, so I didn't get all that fun festivity shit. But
no, it would be run by the faculty, the teacher.
Yeah, they didn't go crazy in general. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So
is that what you want to bring to the table this year?
My younger brother who they'd do a circle around you, and you'd be on a chair and with the birthday hat, and just a picture of my younger brother angrily sitting I hate this.
Yeah,
you know?
I would have been fucking miserable. Is that the discussion you want to bring to the table for this week's episode? You want to talk about birthdays and birthday parties?
Yeah, it's about past birthdays, any top birthday presents you've ever gotten in the past, seminal, this is what I got
the best birthday present I ever got was probably Yeah, my guitar over there. It's my electric guitar. It's a Carvin custom-made guitar. My parents bought that for me for my... Oh, God, when did they get that for me? My 16th birthday, I believe. It's either the 16th or 17th birthday. And,
I still have it.
Yeah, I still have that guitar. I don't
Nice.
play much electric anymore in general, but yeah, I'll never sell that guitar. So yeah, that was a big deal because it was the first guitar that I ever really fell in love with in the store. Like, you know, when you, like, I don't know what hobbies you guys would have that would be like if you fell in love with like a car when you're like car shopping. And like I picked it up and it felt perfect in the store, and it was in like the used section. It was actually like someone had, you know, sold it. Like someone probably ordered it custom off Carvin's website, and then they probably needed rent money or whatever, so they sold it to Guitar Center. And I picked it up and it just felt perfect. And I knew I was so young. I'm like, I don't have the money for this. Like, there's no way I'll ever get this guitar. But I went. It was one of those things where like I had my dad bring me back like a couple of times just to keep playing it until they sold it, and then they eventually sold it, and it was my dad. So, but yeah, that was a big one for me, especially because back then that's when I really was starting to get into playing in bands and stuff. And
Was that your first guitar?
Not my first. That was my first like quote unquote real electric guitar. I had like cheapo ones before that. Like I had like
First
a
Act.
yeah,
that?
not First Act, but it was like that type of thing where it was like they were just cheap guitars.
Yeah.
So that was my first like quote unquote like big boy guitar.
Yeah, that's solid. I remember my birthday presents always being very planned. I never was. I was always like a scheming kid. Oh wow, Miguel, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, just brought his guitar on screen.
I'll grab the Carvin
So-
real quick just to show it off.
No, I'm not gonna play or anything, but
I'm not gonna play it, but
So
Eh?
for audio listeners, it's a black guitar. Miguel, what guitar are we talking about here? Oh no, it's not black. It's like yellow.
tell me if you
Describe it for
guys
the audio
remember
listeners,
this
Miguel.
guitar from somewhere, especially gaming related. I'll wait on. I don't know if Anthony's listening, but
And Anthony's not bringing his guitar. This looks like a wooden guitar.
yeah.
Yes,
Has like some
this is my
gold stuff
baby.
on
Anthony,
it.
it's got gold hardware. It's probably horribly,
tell me-
horribly out of tune.
tell me if you recognize this from gaming. Think about
Guitar Hero?
gaming. Guitar Hero. Why Guitar Hero?
Because it looks like
It actually
the generic
plays.
Epiphone from. No, I'm saying like I don't know.
What is it, Miguel? Tell us.
Oh, Rocksmith.
Oh, that's
I actually have
hilarious.
Rocksmith,
What a
too.
dupe. Miguel just
So
showed a Rocksmith
I got it because I
guitar.
wanted to learn how to play guitar, and it actually was working. But the thing that it doesn't tell you, like the game doesn't tell you how to like put your fingers over here, like how to position.
Yeah.
your
You gotta
fingers.
watch like YouTube videos. For that type
So
of thing.
it tells,
I'm totally
it tells
self-taught on
you
guitar. So
like the really basics, just like where to hit it, but not your hand. How to hold your hand, or I don't know how would
Like rolling like a
yeah,
barcode.
like that. What would you call that?
like a barcode.
Yeah, like that stuff like that. It doesn't tell you, which that messed me up when I started like to get into like faster
Like
Music?
strumming and stuff.
like yeah, because I didn't know how to like place my hand.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be a video tutorial
If you
in
look
the
at
game
the
that shows
if
how
you
to
look
do
at
that.
the fret markers are like marble.
Oh,
So
nice.
And then the gold hardware. I love this fucking guitar. I gotta clean it up so bad. This poor guitar is so fucking.
Oh, it's
So
dirty
old.
as hell too, because I haven't touched it in ages.
Yeah, this is old. Rocksmith is actually like if you're like a noob at guitar, like you know the basics of guitar. Rocksmith's actually really good for like learning
You
how
know
to play
who
it.
loves
I gotta
Rocksmith?
get the. I have the adapter. I just gotta buy it. Next time it goes on sale for like $10, I'm gonna get the PS4 Rocksmith.
That's
who
what I
loves it?
wanted to get.
Ken Levine of BioShock loves Rocksmith. He always tweets about it. I'm 99.9%. It might be another developer. I'm 99% it's Rocksmith. It's Ken Levine. Yeah, but I actually did buy, I think for like $80, the Rock Band 3 learn how to play real guitar, but
Okay.
it was buttons. It had like 120 buttons for like each part of the fretboard. Yeah, remember this one or no?
Nah, dude, I don't remember.
This was an interesting one.
Yeah, it had real strings to like strum, right? But then it was buttons on the neck.
Correct. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
what
it's
a
so
waste of
dumb.
money. It's so
stupid.
weird. It taught me a little bit, but it just felt whack. That I'm like, this is not cool. But yeah, back to birthday presents. Aside from
yes.
guitars, yeah, mine were always planned out, so it'd always be a video game. I remember for like 3 years in a row, I got every Mario Party. So between like 4 to 7, Mario Party 4 to 7, I'm pretty sure I got all those for my birthday. 10th birthday. Wait, no, it must have been 9th. Shadow the Hedgehog. My like birthday purchases were totally uninformed. So there was because I wasn't checking really IGN as like
Yeah,
an
back
8-year-old,
then.
9-year-old.
Yeah, back then it wasn't really as big of a thing for.
So it was like, oh, I get
people.
the Best Buy, like a what do you call like pamphlet in the
Like a
the
flyer?
Sunday paper or whatever, and I'll look at the little small box arts there and pick which one, and it'd always be whatever games came out around my birthday.
Yeah, my birthday was great because when I was growing up, it was almost exactly half Christmas. It'd be June 23rd, and then December 25th would be like it was almost 6 months apart. So I would get
I
would get a new gift like every 6 months. So like for video games, yeah, if a game came out in the first half of the year, I'd be like, oh, I'll get it for my birthday, and then if it came out in the second half of the year, I'd be like, oh, I'll get it for Christmas. I remember getting Kingdom Hearts. I remember I got with my PS2 for Christmas. My brother got, I think he got a SmackDown game, whatever the first SmackDown, Just Bring It, I think was the first PS2 one.
Yeah, being February, I really had to
one of the best games.
consolidate all my games for the winter months, So it'd be December present, and then February present, and then pretty much.
Till the fall.
Yeah, benefits.
I did get presents here and there. Like I remember, vividly. Moving on to best presents, so influential. A Yugi starter deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for finishing kindergarten. I must have been 4 or 5. My mom took me to the Toys R Us. We got that, and that was I don't know how I figured out how to play the game. Like I feel like I was way too young to understand. I don't know, but that was fun.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like now, I can't remember how to play Yu-Gi-Oh at all. Like literally, like zero
Really?
remembrance of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I'm sure if I really like sat down for like a couple
If you
hours,
played
Just
with
get
an
the
OG
app.
deck, if you played with an OG
Just
deck, you
get
would know how to
the
play.
dual
It's,
links on the mobile.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
Thinking
'cause the
about playing,
original
I got the
cards,
GB.
like the original starter deck was like there was only your basic cards and your effect cards, and
Yeah,
even if you
that's what I'm
didn't
saying,
read the
like
effect cards, they still had a number on them, and you just base it off that.
Yeah, so this actually ties into my topic later, but I have one of the real old, one of
The
those.
old what?
I'm sorry, Miguel is messaging us. I would say yes to that, Miguel.
Okay.
One of the old Yu-Gi-Oh GBA games, and I was thinking about like turning that back on, just spending like a day with it, just for old time's sake, and see if I could remember how to play it.
I want to go back to the Dragon Ball GBA game. I have Legacy of Goku, but I don't know. I'd have to
Yes.
charge my Game Boy SP up for that.
So, Miguel, you have something to add to this conversation?
So I asked you guys before, in the message like a couple of minutes ago. It's funny because you guys both like paused and read it.
Yeah,
And
it
it
like
was
took
like,
me by surprise. That's why I
I
stuttered
guess-
before I went trying to remember the Yu-Gi-Oh GBA game.
That's like the memorable birthday present that I got. But I guess I'll talk about it. But the first one is when I was I don't know why they did this. I was like probably 4 or 5, and I got a NES.
Okay, I got real worried for a second because of the other thing that you said, and I was like 4 or
Oh,
5.
I'll get
Okay,
into it. in
all
a
right,
bit,
all right.
but-
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
I was real worried for a second. If you're watching the video, you saw my reaction.
Oh, I see where it goes. Okay. So I got an NES when I was like 4 and 5. My parents or my godfather got it for me. And there was... they recorded, with a fucking camera or whatever. And I saw that video later when I was like around 10 or 11. I'm like, where is this thing? Because I don't have it here. So I guess my parents they let me play for a bit, but I was too young to understand what was going on. It was the one with the Mario bundle, and I had the gun, the snapper, I think it was
the
called,
light
right?
gun, yeah.
And with the game, the duck game, I forgot the name of it.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah, the Duck Hunt.
Yeah, it came with the
So-
light gun.
Like years later, I was in Mexico and we had a house there. We still have the house there. And I was looking through stuff and I see the NES. And I'm like, why is this here? Why haven't I been
Like,
playing
where
this
has it
for
been?
since I was younger? This was when I was like 13 years old already. So what, 7 years passed without me knowing that the thing was there?
That's
I was
funny.
I was so pissed when I started playing. That's the only thing I played for a long time. But the second thing is, I don't know if it's weird or not, but like I remember a birthday and then the week, like during that my birthday, I was going out with this girl, and I was like, hey, we went out to a hotel, Holiday Inn, and
It's like the second time you've made that reference on this podcast.
and she brought her best friend with her, and things happened, nice little threesome happened. That was memorable.
So
Oh,
what
that
I
was
want to
That was
know,
good stuff.
my question to you is, why did you think that was going to be too inappropriate, but talking about your friend shitting himself because he was too drunk last week wasn't?
Because that's funny stuff, dude. I just want to like ask.
Yeah,
and
it's,
see if you
I
guys
mean,
are
if
okay
it
with
happened,
'cause-
it happened. Whatever, it's fine with me.
Threesomes are good, but I mean,
Have
one
you
time I
had a
got
threesome?
a Wii Zapper with Link's crossbow training for my birthday.
You're a
Nice.
fucking nerd.
Evading the question. All right.
Fucking nerd.
Um,
Oh, I forgot
was-
you
I
can't
was-
talk about this stuff.
I don't know. Go into detail about the threesome. Up to you.
No, it's fine. I asked you a question and you just didn't answer it. Did
What
your
was the
parents
question?
hear this?
Fucking
What was the
Link's
question?
crossbow training. I can't.
Have you had a threesome before?
No, I have never done
Oh,
a
okay.
threesome. I feel like
Nah,
it's
yeah,
too
me
much
either.
going on.
Not.
I'm ADD,
It's too much
but I
going
think
on.
that's too much. Is how many people in this room? We gotta get simple.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, no, I was there. I was also stupid. I bought the stupidest shit for my birthday. Like this one time I bought 2 strippers. 3. It was a fourth one.
I mean, I could make it happen for you. If you
Oh
want.
my god, that'd be
Um,
one hell of a fucking birthday present from across the country.
So thank you for
Send
supporting
you-
us on Patreon.
send you some
It
strippers.
Will, fund
Wait.
some strippers.
No, it will not. It will. I need to
All
be.
proceeds.
Oh,
No,
what?
but-
if anyone from
proceeds.
Patreon is listening, that is not. No.
Hey, let me get your address for Tuesday, dude. I'll send you something.
Oh
So,
boy.
yeah, so what's
This
the
is
how many
happening.
how many
This
girls can you
is-
get for $14
I have
a month?
I have no inclusion in anything that is happening right now.
You know what'd be funny?
What?
I actually like do it and send 2 strippers to your house, and your mom opens the door.
Or your
Billy
youngest
opens
brother
the door.
opens the door.
Who opens the door?
And Billy, my brother.
Oh, dude, he'll be like, "What?" Just I
it,
get.
it would just be my dog barking at her. But yeah, birthdays. They
What would
be.
you hold on? What would you do if that happened? What
Probably
real world
message me
scenario?
and be
What
like,
would you
"What
do?
the fuck?"
Would you like instantly just be like, dude, Miguel, what the fuck did you do? Is that what you would say?
No, honestly, I turned around. I was watching a Seinfeld that had the same exact bit where a stripper shows up to Jerry's house and Jerry's like, "Oh, well, now I have to handle this," and I'm like, "No, you don't, Jerry. There's real practical ways to handle this. You don't have to just pay
Okay,
the stripper."
so if
like-
that's what you're saying, then Miguel needs to do it, and we need to see how you handle it. Oh, maybe
I
get
don't
Billy to
know.
record your
Waste of
reaction. That'd be so
strippers'
good.
time.
You wouldn't enjoy
Oh,
it.
that'd be so good if we got Billy to record your reaction.
to stripper showing up, I
You
don't
wouldn't
think-
enjoy it. You'd be like, "Oh, go."
If his mom and dad are home, he's not gonna.
Hey, wait,
enjoy
wait,
it.
wait, what is even the play? I'm just gonna bang strippers. While,
I'm not saying bang. That's not the point of strippers.
Just conversation. Yeah, true.
Just
I'll-
hang
I'll
out.
Little lap
introduce you to my
dance,
dad.
little lap dance. You could talk about games,
Oh god.
I'll bring you
God.
downstairs. We'll play some Fortnite or something.
Next
dude.
topic. Next topic. Miguel, what did you want to talk about this week? Fuck.
A Fortnite with strippers, I think is the name.
Oh,
of,
I did not expect birthday.
That would be a
conversation
good
to
Fortnite's
go
video,
down
bro.
that rabbit hole.
Fortnite's only single player. We can't even do that.
Overcooked.
Overcooked with strippers.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good point. Yeah, what do you
God.
got? What do you got, Miguel?
What's your
Uh,
topic for the week, Miguel?
So the future of movies. Because I saw the movie that just came out. I think this weekend. Annihilation, I think it was called.
Annihilation.
Yep. With,
Annihilation. Okay, there we
with Natalie
Who was it?
Portman
Nat-
and
Portman.
Oscar Isaac.
Yes, it is.
Oscar Isaac's in it.
She's-
Awesome.
Nice. That movie is coming out in 3 weeks. It's gonna be on Netflix. The question is that the future we're gonna have? Like,
So now this is a
are
great.
movies
topic,
gonna
yeah.
come out and then 2-3 weeks later they're gonna be like an Netflix or pretty much for free? I mean, if you're playing the plan.
So-
If Disney comes out with their own thing, would that affect that too?
I can
And would-
see.
movie theaters be pissed off with that.
Not only do I see that happening, what you're saying happening more, where like it comes out on VOD, relatively quickly after, or streaming services. I don't know if you want to technically consider that VOD. Not only that, I think eventually, maybe 10, 20 years down the line, I think
Really
it's
that
day
long?
and date. I think it's to be day and date.
But that long? 10 years?
For them
I
to
could
come out
see
at the
it in
same
next couple years.
for them to come out at the same time on
Yeah.
Netflix and movie theaters. Only because I know there's going to be resistance from movie theaters. That's the only reason.
I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
they
to
can't do
have-
anything about it. That's the thing.
Well, they can. They're still VOD.
Box office is
video on
still
demand
the main
is
True.
big right now, but I mean,
True.
majority.
But the
is coming
box
to
office
theaters.
the box office is where they're making the money. So that's why I think
True.
down the road, I think if they see
But-
exponential growth in streaming services, then
But how
that's
much
why
money?
I say 10, 20
see,
years.
for each ticket, it's what? Let's just say $20, right? Just to say $20.
Yeah.
No, it's $10.
For
10 bucks,
3D.
whatever.
3D is like 17 change.
Yeah, let's
That's
say
crazy. New
somewhere
York-
in the middle,
New York, we're
15.
talking 20 for regular.
Yeah, let's just say
fuck
15
that.
bucks for a
15
ticket,
average.
right?
Yeah, 15 average.
All right, it's average 15. How much of that money are the studios making, or the whoever's
Well, almost
Like, do
all of
you
it.
guys know?
The
Well, if it's a
theater,
Dis-
the
if
theater
it's a-
makes a small fraction of that.
Yeah, especially
really?
Disney movies. There was a big thing about how Disney gives theaters almost nothing for a Star Wars movie.
I'm pretty
Really?
sure. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. Don't quote me on this, but it's the first 2 weeks of movies. This is like the standard. I think it's different based on studios and deals. The first 2 weeks, almost like 90% of it, or something, a really high number
Goes
goes
to
all
the-
to the studio, and then afterwards, theaters make more of a cut from the.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because the first 2 weeks usually are the ones that people are gonna go watch the movie. Huh, that's
But,
interesting.
Yeah, and I think if we get day and date VOD and theater, that would kill theaters, and then I do think that's going to be a while. till we see
Here, how about if they, instead of obviously $15, if you're able to get it like an Amazon or whatever, but it costs like 20 or $30 to get it and see it on your home,
that. Yeah.
would
Because
that
you have to
affect
think
it?
also, they're making more money on theaters because you got people watching. Of course, it's bigger movies, but you got people watching movies multiple times, and as well as paying for each person. So whereas
that's
you
what I'm
could-
saying, like,
you could have
would it-
5 dudes come over to your house, we'll pay $20 for.
How about if they
Annihilation
do, like,
VOD.
30?
What?
How about if they do like 30? Cause if it's the same day, obviously you're gonna spend $15.
Even
But
even $50 for this VOD.
think it
You invite
won't-
5 people to your house.
still
That's
saving.
$50
Cheaper.
for 5 people.
But
or
a lot
5
of people, are not gonna be having 5 friends in the house. Like let's just say Tay and Anthony
Even-
want to watch a
even
movie. Are
still,
you gonna
we'd be
invite people
saving-
to come and see it?
I mean, they could.
I mean, they could, but usually,
I would
I
see
don't
it
think
being
it's gonna
more of
happen,
like the way renting a movie is on like Vudu, say, or like Amazon Prime Video. Like I feel like it would be priced the same. It would just be
Yeah.
day and
I
date.
mean,
that,
at the end of the
wouldn't
day,
be
it's-
day on day.
Maybe a $10
I
additional
don't think
premium,
that
but I
would-
don't think it's gonna be $50 for a day and date movie.
But still, I mean, yeah, it's up to it's really the movie theaters, and until I think studios are getting more pull, but it is up to theaters. But I mean, I think what's happening right now, which is interesting and made me think about it, because Black Panther, it's sold out, and it's almost impossible to see with movie
Dude,
pass
it's
right
so
now.
hard to get fucking tickets for it.
Yeah.
I had to get like the worst time frame with not really great seats on the second
now-
week of it being out. It's insane. This movie is
Exactly,
like taking
it's
over.
only the second week, and it feels like it's been out for months.
It feels like it's
according
the,
to
but the
according
but
to
ticket
people,
wise
the movie's
getting
the best Marvel movie, right?
I'll
And
get back to you
reviews
on
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm
every Marvel
hearing.
movie-
People
I don't
are
know
saying
if it
top
is. Yeah,
five. People are saying minimum top 5.
I don't doubt it, to be honest. It probably is, but
Ryan
I haven't seen it.
Coogler is a good.
I'll let you know next week. No, but where I was going with that is,
I'll wait for
if you just
Netflix.
keep on waiting, if you wait a month and a half to see Black Panther, you're already a month and a half away from the Blu-ray release. And at that point, why not just spend $30 and get the Blu-ray?
That's
And
where I
it's
am with a
kind of-
lot of these other
Or
movies
wait that
nowadays.
time and get it on Netflix.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
no, but I'm saying,
guarantee
if you get it-
other
if you're gonna
movies
buy
will
it.
be on Netflix.
Star Wars is coming out on Blu-ray now, and that I felt like that just came out. Like I still wanted to see it
Came
the
out in
second
December,
time,
and
and I
it's
just
coming out in
been like,
March.
oh, I'll see it next week. I'll see it next week, and now it's already on Blu-ray. Like when is it? A couple weeks from now?
March, I think, beginning of March.
Yeah, and that's like 3 months after it came out, 3.5 months. So I
That's
think
crazy.
it's interesting.
Remember growing up, and it felt like eons between like
Exactly.
a
Yeah,
movie
right.
in
I
theaters
felt like
and a movie coming out.
it used to be forever between.
It used to be
usually
like a
year
year, right?
release.
Yeah, it would take fucking forever.
It
Now
probably
it's like
was
a couple
shorter,
months.
but we just didn't realize it. I don't know.
Nah, I mean it was
I
like
think it was
like
around
10
a
months to a
year,
year though. I
but-
think.
they were doing that because that was the only way to see it. Go back to the theater
Well,
and
also
see it.
VHS, I'm sure
That
from a
time.
logistical standpoint, took a lot longer to manufacture than like
True,
DVDs. You
true.
just throw a bunch of blank DVDs in a factory and just print them.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm already thinking that way, like, oh, I'll wait for the Blu-ray with a 3-month wait, with movies like Annihilation, where you get to tell me in a couple weeks it's gonna be on VOD.
Yeah, see, fringe movies like
mean,
that for
it's
me,
gonna
like
be on
movies that it's like I have
Netflix.
no investment in them.
Netflix,
I'm
not
more
even
likely
VOD,
to.
but Netflix.
Exactly. That was what I was going to. Not the Blu-ray and stuff like that. You can
Yeah.
buy it. It's gonna be in
Streaming
a
services.
service that you're already paying for it. It's $10 a month.
Yeah.
Like my question wasn't like all the Blu-ray stuff and stuff like that, or you going to Amazon and paying like what is
Yeah,
it,
I
like
mean,
$10
that's-
or
that's
whatever.
what
I'm
I
saying
was
like a
talking to.
service that you're
Yeah.
paying for a month and it's there.
And it's
like,
on
a couple
Hulu
weeks
or on
later.
Netflix or on.
That's what I was saying. Like with Disney, if they buy Hulu and they convert it to their Disney like universe and everything there, like would the movie comes out and then like a couple weeks later it's gonna be there. Like,
I don't
that would
see-
kill the tears,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't see big Disney movies. Now we're talking on Disney service ever going a couple weeks after.
But that
to
would help
the
that
theater.
service though. If you think about it,
I see.
for people to actually subscribe to it.
I see they're more fringe movies going. So if they were to do another like Lion King and a half or something, like you remember when they used to do like straight like Mulan 2, I think was straight to DVD or straight to VHS. I feel
apparently,
like
Lion King
if
2
those
actually
came
was
out-
in theaters. I didn't realize that. Tay's,
Mulan 2 is theatrical?
Tay loves Lion King 2, yeah.
Who?
That's
Okay.
who Cove was named after, my cat. But yeah,
Was that
fringe
theatrical?
movies
Do you know?
like something.
Lion King 2?
I think Lion King 2 was theatrical. I don't know if Lion King 1.5 was, but 2 definitely was.
Okay.
But yeah, fringe movies like Annihilation, like movies that I just have no investment in, but I'm interested in them. Like, what was the one with Cara Delevingne and the guy that played the Green Goblin in The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Dane DeHaan. What was that movie they were in? Valerian. Like that type
That
of
was on
movie
an
where
airplane.
it's like that type of movie. It's like
Huh.
I'm interested in it. I don't want to spend $40 to go see it, but I would totally see it if it was on Netflix like a couple weeks later. You know, so I agree there. I mean, it sucks for filmmakers in a way if they're going to be making less money, but if there's a way for Netflix and those services to figure it out.
Oh, I
Or
thought
they
you were
are
going to say
making money.
creatively. Because now filmmakers are going to have to really make movies for TV, you know? If everyone's going to be watching on Netflix.
Yeah, that too.
A lot of filmmakers
But
like
why
still,
would you do that?
because
I
people aren't
think they
see-
will make more creative.
No, I'm saying they're losing the theater experience, which a lot of filmmakers do like.
And then
If-
people
if
like
it's
what's his
going-
name, Tarantino, they're gonna rebel against it too and say,
100%, yeah, they'll
I'm
just-
only
I still
releasing
think
this
those
in
movies are
theaters.
still gonna come out like in the theaters, and if people want that experience, you're gonna be able to go there and.
But if it's
experience
on
that.
Netflix, if it's like you can rent it same day on like Vudu, then that's different.
But
if it's
like you
on
said-
Netflix, no one's gonna go to the theater and watch it. They're all gonna watch it on Netflix.
Nah, I doubt it.
I
There
would
will
say-
be, but
I would
less.
say
There will be less.
35%
there
would
are
watch it on
better
Netflix.
in the theater, and people will pay for that.
But I'm saying I think 25 to 35% would watch it on Netflix over go to the movies,
Yes,
and this is a
but
big
there's
chunk.
still that people that will go to the theaters and spend that money for
Yeah.
that experience.
But so the question was, do we think that's the future though? And I think it is. I think
Yeah,
streaming
100%.
is
Yeah, I
streaming
think
is
so
going to be the
too.
future.
But you guys think the theaters will still be alive
For a
by
while,
that time?
yeah, for a while.
I think
that's
the
why
only
that's
thing
why I
keeping-
said like 10, 20 years.
I think the only thing keeping theaters alive right now is MoviePass. I mean, not the things keeping
Really?
theaters alive is
I
not the
disagree
only
with
thing
that.
that's ridiculous. Is like the event movies, like Marvel and
Oh yeah, like the
Disney
big
stuff.
movies. Yeah.
But one of the things helping, I
Wars,
think, which is
Spielberg
small, of
films.
course, but helping, is MoviePass in the sense that it's it's a membership. thing.
Weren't they
It's monthly.
complaining about it?
But they're taking
the
they're taking
theaters?
the but it,
Some theaters
do
are.
movie
yeah, what
pass
theaters actually want
sales
to do
go
is,
towards box office numbers though? Because if it doesn't, then I don't think it's helping at all.
no,
You know what would
definitely.
be,
It go- no, it
be
goes to box
smart
office
for
numbers.
theaters?
MoviePass does.
You know what would be smart for theaters to do?
What?
Do
Make their own
that
movie pass?
the movie pass, but for that theater.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what
I
people,
thought
that's what-
Cinemark was doing that, but I guess not. They have like a weird rewards program.
That's what, that's what companies like. Oh, you get the Regal pass, and now you're locked into. You only see movies at Regal for a cheap. Like, I don't know. I think that's not as consumer friendly. Having to have. I
Yeah,
have
but
my
I'm
Regal
saying-
card. I have my
yes.
AMC card.
I get it, but for theaters to be complaining and try to combat that, they should do that.
Yeah, because I was listening somewhere where it's like, yeah, no business wants to rely on another company. So now,
well, prime example, Disney's getting mad that Netflix is getting all the streaming numbers, so they're gonna make their own streaming service.
exactly.
It's the same type of deal where like Cinemark is getting mad at MoviePass, so Cinemark should it would make sense.
Because
Cinemark
it
would
is
make
scary, really. If MoviePass now has 90% of Cinemark's, which is a movie chain, if you're not from here, if 90% of your audience is coming in through MoviePass, now MoviePass says, you know what, we want 20% of the cut. And now it's like, well, we can't, like, the movies theater, we can't do anything about that. You know, you guys have 90% of our audience. So that is scary.
I also highly doubt that it's that high a percentage. See, the stipulation with MoviePass is that you can't go see a new movie with MoviePass. Almost everything on Cinemark's website says no passes for at least like a month. Like you have MoviePass, but you bought tickets to Black Panther out like not with MoviePass because you can't use it yet. So that's
I could
use it yet, but not for. I could use it, but just not for the reserved seating ones. So I could show up to a movie, but I would just have a bad seat.
Yeah, but who wants to
old school
buy
style
non-reserved seating in 2018?
Would you say who doesn't do reserved seating in 2018?
Like who wants to buy non-reserved seating in 2018?
Yeah. I mean, if it's a small movie, and it's like week after. But yeah,
But not Black
good topic.
Panther.
Yeah, not a Disney film. That's for sure.
Yeah, Miguel, do you have any closing thoughts before I jump into?
No, I was gonna ask a question but you already answered. It was like, can you go in and just like use that pass for Black Panther? But you said yeah, but you had
only for non-reserved.
like bad seat. So okay, it's not bad.
I mean, yeah, you could come early. Which you
True.
I definitely can
Probably like
do,
2 hours early.
Yeah.
But if all the reserved seats are taken already, then
Do
No,
you guys have?
it's either a reserved theater or non-reserved theater. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could go to
auditorium.
a non. Yeah, exactly. So
Showtime, I get you.
yeah.
Yep.
So what I wanted to talk about, and it kind of ties into, remember before I mentioned the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, the Yu-Gi-Oh GBA game. What do you guys think about hoarding old shit? Because I have this box right here. I've probably shown it to you guys before. This box right here is all of my old GBA and Game Boy Color shit, or what I have left of it. And I just feel like sometimes I feel bad that I don't have some of my old consoles. Like I don't have my Sega Saturn anymore. I don't have my old PS1. I think the PS2 that we own is Tay's PS2. It's not even my PS2. So like, how do you guys feel? Like, like I didn't have room for a lot of this shit, so that's why I either sold it or gave it to friends or something. And then now it's like it sucks that like I miss it all. But would you ever really play it? And I guess the question more has to do with nostalgia, with like old video game shit, and even just anything that you used to just have, like nostalgia for old shit. Like whether it's like I have old guitars I won't get rid of, or like if you have, I don't know, like an old hat that you won't throw out. Like how do you guys feel about that type of stuff?
I love. I feel very sort of like heavily towards that. That I love just not hoarding really, but like collecting and keeping like trinkets from like my childhood or my past or whatever. Just because whenever I see that type of shit from like, if I see my father, a small box of my father's toys, and it's like, oh, here's my old watch when I was 6, and here's a bunch of old baseball cards and shit. It's like I love seeing that. But he only has just a couple things because he wasn't like me and doesn't like collecting all shit and didn't have all nonsense. But so that's why I like keeping all my stuff. And, you know, even like 10 years later, looking back under my bed, through all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all my GBA games, I still have like my original Nintendo 64.
I do have my Pikachu 64.
But yeah, no, I love that.
Cleaned it up recently.
Yeah, I think it really has to do with kind of like being able to like revisit and like have a tangible attachment to that memory, I guess.
Yeah, I just feel like more and more recently I've actually kind of been caring less about nostalgia stuff. Like I'm trying to actively be less nostalgic about things because I feel like nostalgia really does more harm than good in the long run. Maybe like simple stuff like your first PlayStation. Like that's okay, that's fine. But other things like if you have something like, I'm trying to think of a good example. So I got an iPod Classic from when my dad was in the hospital. My dad was in the hospital a lot when I was a kid. He has a lot of health issues. And he was in the hospital for Christmas. and I remember I got an iPod Classic that Christmas. And so like that had a lot of nostalgia tied to it. It was like I remember this Christmas sucked, but I got through it with that iPod. And like I remember back when you had to rent movies on iTunes and then like download them to your iPod. I remember watching Stay Alive, the video game like horror movie where it's like if you die in the game, you die in real life. And I remember watching that in the hospital, and that iPod got stolen from me in high school, and it just got stolen right out of my bag in a study hall, and I was like really, really depressed about it. And so my brother, who's younger than me, he's 5 years younger than me, so if I was in high school, he was probably 12, 13. He spent his entire savings like to buy me an iPod to replace that. And so I had that iPod for the one that he, bought me. I had that for forever and ever and ever. And eventually it started not really working that right anymore just because it was old. Battery didn't hold a charge. The connectors were all, starting to get loose and all that. So it was starting to not work anyways. So I was kind of ready to kind of let it go. And then I ended up letting a friend borrow it. I think I might have mentioned this before. I let a friend borrow it. And then we had a big falling out, and I never got the iPad back. And it just kind of happened. And that was kind of the moment for me where I was like, I just got to let these emotional connections go to shit like this. Because if I be upset or depressed about every single item that I have a nostalgic connection to, and then I lose it, I'm not going to be able to get through a day. So that was kind of the moment for me where it's like, yes, I had great memories or fond memories of things like that. Or like, yes, this was a thing that represents a really excellent, gift that my brother gave me, but it's okay to let it go. Like the physical item go, you know what I mean? Like you're always going to have those memories. And I guess the overall topic I really wanted to talk about was just nostalgia in general. This kind of just led there. But I feel like the older I get, the more I have to let some of that stuff go because it's just getting so hard, especially because I have depression and to an extent anxiety as well. It's just so hard to get through a day and have to also worry about all these nostalgic things that I have to live with. And just lately, I've been really trying to let a lot of it go. Not even in the sense of like I hate this, I want to forget it ever happened, but more just like I can respect this memory and I can cherish this memory, but it is a memory, you know what I mean? And trying not to glorify the past, but just respect the past. And I guess the video game part of it, like I said, I mean, just like giving away like a PS2 at a tag sale, I guess that's a little bit different than what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know. Miguel, any thoughts?
I don't have anything like that. Like they got nostalgia for, honestly.
You don't really get emotional ties to items.
So when I was living in Mexico for like a couple years, I had my dad was working here in the USA, and I was with my sister and my mom living in Mexico for like a couple years. So like from like when I was like 5 to like third grade, so that was what, like 8, 9, I don't remember, I don't know, whatever. And I got like really sick, and I was in the hospital like for like 2 weeks, and my dad came. And he came in and he brought me this little like radio.
Okay.
And I remember when I saw him, I started crying because I wasn't expecting him to come in. Because one of my uncles came in first, and then my dad like came like 2 days after. Because I was really sick. They had me fucking just hooked up to shit. I don't remember what happened. Like I think in Mexico, the meat that you use for tacos, it's not like
USDA
verified or
whatever,
yeah, exactly. So I got sick or something like that, and something got me really sick. But
that's crazy.
I was really attached to that for a while. But you grew up, and I was like, whatever. That's like the first thing that popped out in my head. But not really, dude.
Like you have no
right
remorse
now,
of just selling stuff off, if.
Oh, I think that's somewhere in one of the houses in Mexico. I don't remember.
Oh, I just mean as far as like you don't have an issue with like trading in a game or trading in a PlayStation console,
stuff
or
like that. No,
trading in a bike, like you're selling a bike to someone. Or
I have the NES, like you said. How much would I play something that like I still have the SNES? I don't play it. I don't touch it. Like that's why I didn't buy the mini SNES mini or the
Right.
classic, whatever it's called. It's like because I have it here and I don't touch it. Why would I buy another one if I'm not gonna touch it? Like there's I was collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a while when I was like a kid, because I was more a Yu-Gi-Oh guy than a Pokemon guy, a kid, and I lost them to fucking my house got flooded. And I lost everything that I had there.
Yeah, you mentioned that recently. Did
I
you say
remember
you grabbed,
I told
like,
you
the
guys
old
that,
thing you
and
grabbed as your PS3?
it was just. And a couple years ago, I wanted to like buy all that stuff again, but I was like, I'll wait, whatever. And then the app came out, and I was like, shit, I'm good with this.
Yeah, that's why I love Hearthstone, because I don't have to worry about buying actual cards and keeping track of cards and shit.
My thing right now, it's knives for whatever reason. Like I want to collect a bunch of knives. I want a samurai sword. Like I got this, and you guys seen this right a couple times.
Yeah,
No,
you had.
it's-
Yep.
I got this.
If you're listening in audio, Miguel is holding up a knife with a little hook on the end.
I got this like 2-3 weeks ago. Hold on, let me get it real quick.
What's the chick's name from Doki Doki? Who's into the knives? Who collects knives?
Oh my god, what was her name? The
She's,
purple haired one.
Yeah, that's Miguel. Shout out to
Ooh,
Doki
God,
Doki.
Miguel
Oh,
has
nice.
some brass knuckles with Wolverine claws on the end. That's like really dope looking.
And it's
Now, are those
actually
actual sharpened, or like can you actually like
yeah,
kill something?
they're sharpened.
That's
I
a
caught
weapon,
myself with
no?
it.
That's
a weapon.
That is a weapon. That's like
This is a weapon. So if you want to come into my house and rub something, you're not gonna
Getting
come out
fucking
alive
impaled.
probably.
gonna get eviscerated.
Like it's sharpened. It's really sharp. They're really sharp. I cut myself because I
That's
thought they were like sharp, not sharp.
My
so I
friend
grabbed
used to-
one and like pressed on it.
Ooh.
Eh?
You have two?
No, it's just one. I regret not buying the other one, but I pressed on it and it
walk
actually
around
cut
like
me. And I
fucking
was
Wolverine.
like, oh, you can't even see it, but I like there's a piece of meat missing on my finger on
Ow.
this right here.
From
It's
when
like
you
These are
pressed
some
it and-
hardcore
Yeah, I
Wolverine
grabbed it.
claws.
Yeah,
We're looking
that's
at.
crazy. Yeah, my friend
I
used to
gotta
do the same thing. He used to. This is my friend actually later joined the army, so it made sense his obsession with guns. But he used to collect swords too. He had a samurai katana, and he had like a fucking like Aladdin scimitar. I don't know where the fuck he even got that, but he legit had a scimitar. He used to have like brass knuckles and like knives and stuff. He was like a Boy Scout too, so he loved knives too. So
Okay, it came with this nice little platform that you can put it in there. It's nice too.
It's a platform.
Yeah, the little.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
think the
little
key
trophy, I
thing
guess.
about when hoarding and like keeping old shit is about like consolidation and like simplifying it.
that's a good yeah.
In the
I could agree
sense
with
that I used to have I collect keep all my consoles and everything, and I feel like I definitely talked about this in like a cocktail hour I realized I had my PS3, my Wii box, just all my boxes
With the
for all
boxes,
my
yeah.
consoles. Yeah, I said this, and then pretty much at one point I'm like, why am I keeping this? And just threw them all out, like broke them up. But yeah, did I ever talk about when I lost all my Game Boy games in camp? No. Yeah,
I
pretty
think
much.
you might
I
have
guess,
mentioned
mentioned
it, but I
that.
don't remember.
the most traumatic was I had my Game Boy Advance SP, and all of my older brothers, both my older brothers, Game Boy games, Color, Game Boy Original, and Advanced games. About like 20. I literally just carried these fucking around with me all day in day camp. And then left my bag in a room, and of course, with a bunch of other bags, all the entire group's bags. And then one kid went into my bag and stole all of them. And yeah, I literally did not recover from that for like the whole summer. I would constantly talk to the counselors, asking them like, "Oh, where's the lost? Like, is it in the lost and found and shit?"
lost
That
and
fucked
found?
me up.
Yeah, you weren't gonna get that back.
Yeah, I know.
sucks.
And I knew this one kid. I knew he fucking took it, and I grilled him, and he wouldn't admit. To be honest, he might have not.
Can we just talk about how you just nonchalantly just wiped your nose on your shirt?
I don't know, man. This is an audio podcast. This video isn't going up
That was
anywhere.
that was gnarly. You just went like.
There's nowhere to find this video. I promise you that. But
Go type in PS Best Friends in the YouTube search bar. Yeah, so
I'll put some graphics.
You put him on blast, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, right. That's like the time I once blew my nose. I was walking with a bunch of friends somewhere, and I was like in front of them, and I blew my nose, and then tossed the tissue. And I was probably like, because I was talking to another person, like way in front of the other crew, like like we're split up, whatever. and I tossed my this tissue on the floor, and they all blast me from the back like, "Hey Jeff, why'd you throw it?" I'm like, you got me. But yeah, don't litter, kids.
Right.
That's the name of the game.
I do it all the time. That's why I pay taxes.
That's why you pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
In New York, I mean, it's such a that would be another topic, I guess.
Connecticut
But,
taxes are fucking asinine. Yeah, let's not even get into that. So can we talk about though, like this came up like on 2 different podcasts. I don't remember what they were, just 2 gaming podcasts that I listened to this past week, where people older than us call the Game Boy Advance SP the Game Boy clamshell. Can we give some respect to the Game Boy Advance SP and call it by its official name? You know,
They called it the clamshell.
they just said GBA clamshell. Like, call it the
that's
GBA
sucked
SP. Like, that was the name of it, the Game Boy Advance SP. Let's give
I
some
just called
respect
it.
to it.
I'd rock the SP. You got an SP? Yeah, pull your SPs.
I just
Like
say
as a
GBA SP. No,
I never
I
had
know
a
what you're
Game
saying
Boy.
with the SP
Yeah.
Other
and the
than
ESPN
the
awards.
Game Boy Advance.
SP.
That's
Oh,
the
you missed out,
the
man.
like long one, the longer one, right?
Yeah, the long one. Yeah, that was the Game
that's
Boy
what
Advance.
I had.
Man, you
That's
missed
one
out.
thing I had.
The Game Boy Advance SP was. Oh man, that was the jam.
We were kind of broke, bro. So I mean, couldn't afford that much. That's
Yeah,
why when I got my
my
NES, I
grandmother
was
bought it for
so
me.
happy.
That's another item that I'll never get rid of. My grandmother bought me the Game Boy Advance SP for my birthday.
That was like the pinnacle of handheld design at the time. It was just so good.
Still
Which
is
one, the
too. If you
Advance?
think about it, I
The
love the
SP.
way that it's like.
I don't remember
It did
what
the
that
thing where
one-
like the screen is above your hands. You know.
Yeah. It felt
Plus, it was
so
backwards
right. It felt so
compatible
good.
with the Game Boy Color games, man, dude. The SP. is
when
just
when
fucking
closed, the square design was so compact, fit
know.
anywhere.
Oh.
Built like a tank. You could drop that.
Built-in
thing.
rechargeable battery, the backlight, dude. That game, that pound for pound, I think that might be my favorite handheld of all time.
Because it was the biggest
Second,
jump, really.
like-
So it
Because
was.
you were going from the Game Boy Advance,
so wait.
which had no backlight,
Was it-
battery powered, and then it got backlit and rechargeable battery in one iteration. That's crazy.
Question for you guys that you guys play that. So it's called Game Boy SP.
Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah. Do you know what
Advanced
SP stands
XP.
for?
Okay.
I don't
I
think
heard
they ever
this.
said.
No, I remember it was a special something.
I think or like super. I think Nintendo always left it like vague. Like I think they might.
No,
have
I
like,
think there was.
Was there an official? Look that up.
Super.
It just stands for special. Game Boy Advance special.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
I don't like that answer, so I'm not gonna take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says
Special.
the
What the fuck are you
SP
talking
It's not a
about?
good. Yeah,
and the
not a
name
good.
stands for
Is that
special.
even an acronym? That's just, this is just the
SE would have been
beginning
better
of
for special edition.
Yeah.
Think about it.
an SE. Oh, that'd be funny. The Game Boy SE. SP. I mean, it flows off the tongue. SP.
$20 for it on eBay.
SP. ESSP.
If you were going to legitimately play it, even for like one singular game, it's worth $20 definitely. I love my Game Boy Advance SP.
Nope. I got the Switch. Give me Virtual Console.
It's a good point.
Right.
Fair,
Right.
fair answer. Fair answer.
I
Just let me
mean,
play Golden
why
Sun
would I
on the
spend
Switch,
money
fuck.
on... I'm not getting into the fucking Switch problems that I have with
That's
it.
literally Nintendo's answer, though. If you said, "Oh, I want to play Game Boy," like, "Oh, then why don't you get a Game Boy SP, huh? You could play your old games there."
Dude, shout out to the Game Boy Micro. I want to get a Game Boy Advance Micro so bad.
Never
for,
had
like,
one.
$100.
Never even
I never had
held
one either.
one.
My friend had one.
They
I want to get
check
one
this
just
one
to
out,
like
too.
throw in your pocket, but they're just so stupid expensive on eBay.
Which one?
The GBA Micro. They're like crazy expensive online. You
are
can
they?
literally put them on like your keychain, like
the
your
fuck
card.
is this?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like this big. It's crazy small.
Why would anyone play on that?
Because it's just so tiny, you could play. Like you can literally. I would be able to like play
That
it at my
came out
desk
at the
and then
time
no one
like
would
the
even know.
Razor came out when tech was like
That's-
smaller is like,
Yeah.
that's when Zoolander had that joke where he had the small phone.
That's stupid. Period.
Different times, different time really.
Yeah, it was
now we're
different
trying to
times.
get bigger screens. Then they were really trying to make all technology fit into your finger now. What a time! What an interesting.
It looks like the NES
Change.
control.
Yeah, I mean they made one that looked like that. They made one that looked like an
Yep.
NES controller. But yeah, I think that's about it. You know, we got.
Yeah.
we got-
Anyone got any quick stuff they want to bring up before we wrap up? This has been an interesting
the
cocktail
director
hour.
had this page open from when we were talking about Annihilation. The director of Annihilation, Alex Garland,
He did
28 days, 28 weeks later, Ex Machina, and
Ex Machina.
and co-wrote Enslaved Odyssey to the West and story supervisor on DMC Devil May Cry. Interesting.
Did not know that.
Check that out real quick.
But yeah,
There you
you know,
go,
we had a
sending
lot
us
of
a
good
link
conversations.
What
to
would
the
you
GBA
call that?
Micro.
Birthdays.
And let's see.
This is just some cool mod Miguel sent us a link to. It looks like
Ooh.
you could slide in a Game Boy Micro
into an NES, a
SNES
Super
controller.
Nintendo. That's actually pretty cool. That's
Right.
I really know
dig
how
that.
it would work in the sense
It's a
that
custom made though, so you can't buy it.
what would the X and Y
It's
button
custom
be
made,
hitting?
but I'm just saying,
Might just not be
Like,
connected to anything.
would you be able to like probably put your SNES games in there, probably with a chip or something?
No, I
right?
doubt it. The size wise, where would you even fit it? Maybe the
I don't
advanced
know,
games.
bro. With everything so small nowadays, I'm sure there's a way.
I mean, no, it's just getting bigger. What's it called? The rumors are the next iPhone is going to be big. But before we close out, let's give a shout out to our Patreon patrons.
Patrons.
Jack Moseri and Nathaniel Hicks. Thank you guys for supporting us. As long as you're backing us on the $5 or over tier, we will give you a shout out. If you have anything you want to plug, new music, new podcasts, new anything, we will do that for you. For the $2 tier, you get that. Yeah, for the $5 tier, you get to choose the topic. For $2, you get your shouts out. For $1, you get exclusive access to a Patreon feed where I am going to be posting cool links I find from the internet, as well as any of us will be posting if we have like a cool clip in Fortnite, if we have just a cool little movie review, maybe just quick selfie style stuff. Anything that you guys want from us.
Maybe Jeffrey and I,
it.
you know what we should do is we should do like quick review type stuff on the Patreon feed. Maybe
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that when
when I get out of
maybe
when
my
I-
movie pass reviews will move over to Patreon.
Yeah, you should
Find
do that.
out
See,
by
there you go.
backing
That's
on
monetization at its best. This has been Cocktail Hour episode 5, brought to you by the PS Best Friends co-hosts. I'm Anthony Palm. You can find me at Anthony Palm on Twitter. You can find me the only X188 on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Where can we find you guys at, Jeffrey Miguel?
You can find me on PSN, Brawl96, as well as Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, Mr. Brawl96.
Stall real quick. Stop for me. I'm trying to go to Twitter to check my handle.
And you can also check out our overall Twitter, which is at PSBF Podcast. Miguel likes to tweet out when he sees announcements that he likes, and then he types in all caps about how excited he is. And we also
Yes.
repost a lot of cool deals,
there you
stuff
go.
from like Wario 64 and things like that. And go ahead, Miguel.
On Twitter, you can find me at Angel Alvarez 10. I really gotta change that. So Dark Angel or something.
Yeah,
But
you
someone
can
took
change
it. So
Someone took
yeah.
your PSN?
Yeah.
You sure it's not like you that you made an account a while back accidentally?
No, dude.
That's funny.
Let me
I
double
mean,
check.
that's not. It is a little bit of a generic thing. Like that's totally something that like my friend Jesse would have
Yeah.
made.
Dark Angel 1010?
Happy Rip Langler.
Oh, someone actually is running the Dark Angel 1010
Yeah,
account
and-
on Twitter?
Just do
It was
Dark
made
Angel
on
10
2009.
as like you.
Oh, an OG?
Yeah, so to it's 7 followers.
Oh, it's a fucking... That sucks.
It's a dead
Unused
account.
They got it. They got to
Yep.
just do something about that. But you know what? Maybe they won't.
It definitely won't. And you could also find Miguel on PSN at.
Dark Angel 1010.
All right. So yeah, again, you can catch us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/psbestfriends. Throw us a couple bucks. Jeffrey listed off the tiers. If you want to get control of the show and give us something to talk about on Cocktail Hour,
Oh, that one's not taken.
or on PS Best Friends, which is our Tuesday show strictly about PlayStation news, hit us up on Patreon, $5 or more. Also, if you have any ideas for this show or the PS Best
I'm
Friends
gonna
podcast, let us know on Patreon. You can message us directly, whatever works. But any support is appreciated, even a buck. We would love to have you as a supporter. And like I said, go ahead and join. Also, the YouTube series that we're working on called Peanut Gallery, that's going to be kind of in a regular show. We want to have it once a week, but it may skip a week every now and then. But that's a fun show we're working on. I just recorded one that these guys are going to talk over. It's exciting because of the quality of the game, and I'm not going to say whether good or bad, but look out for that coming hopefully soon. So that's just go to YouTube, type in the search bar, PS Best Friends. Again, this has been Cocktail Hour episode 5, and we will catch you all next week.
Peace.
Peace.